You're listening to Adam Yurchick, recording for TCGplayer.com. Hello, thank you for joining me for round 2 of my Eldritch Moon draft on Magic Online. So I lost a die roll, my opponent kept 7, and my hand doesn't have green mana, it's full of expensive cards, and there's an aura and a fight card. The problem is I don't have a great creature to play. I do have Extricator of Sin, but it's best when I can sacrifice a permanent, and I don't want to be sacrificing lands on turn 3. So I think this hand's just going to have to be a mulligan. This hand's a little bit awkward because I'm light on land. I do get a scry. If I can get a run of lands, this hand's going to be fine. I think it's better than going to 5, so I'm going to keep it, aggressively look for land. I'll put Moldgraph Scavenger on the bottom. So I hit a Plains, which is obviously the best possible draw. And if I just pick up another land in the next 2 turns, I'll be perfectly fine. And if I get lucky and draw multiple lands, then I'm going to be in great shape. Hit a land. Looks like he's playing red-black as well. I don't have Blessed Alliance to make him sacrifice a creature. He just plays another enabler. And I can play Desperate Sentry, which blocks his 1-3, and then trades if he pumps. I think that's the best route for me. It also is likely to, if it dies, I get to keep a body, so I can have a creature for Wolfkin Bond. He's unlikely to be able to kill everything. So that's definitely the play. So he sends in with the 1-3. Gonna put the 1-2 in front of it. Can only assume he'll do nothing. And he goes for Borrowed Malevolence with Escalate, so he gets in for an extra damage. Takes out my creature. That was obviously a fantastic exchange for me. And I actually enabled Prey Upon. So I could Prey Upon his 1-3 with my 3-2, and then he can discard a card to make his creature a 3-1 and trade with my token. It's probably not the best plan. So, as mana efficient as it is, I'm not sure it actually gets me anywhere. Because my 3-2 can just block his 1-3 anyway. So I think I just play Fiendbinder. Could also play the Emissary and look for something else. I do have nice options, but I could find the 2-4 blocker would be nice. I'm gonna go with the Fiendbinder. I'm not going to attack. I considered attacking, but I'd actually rather block with that. If it kills one of my creatures, then I want to have another creature to block. So that's what I'll do. I'll keep the Fiendbinder in play to enchant with Wolfkin Bond. Have to assume he has a trick here. Maybe he's just going to madness something and then play a creature. That would also be good play by him. He has a madness spell. Another Bard Malevolence, so same exact exchange. It's going to go for Wolfkin Bond. Hopefully it connects. Don't want to attack. He could have a way to kill my tapped creature. I just want to have a blocker that he can't get through. I'm not super worried about racing him right now. I'm going to take over this game. There's another Wolfkin Bond, so it's going to put it on my 2/2. And again, hopefully it connects. Does. Don't see any reason to attack yet. I'm just going to pass it back. Could have also just crunched in for 9. Would have been reasonable. I think I'd rather just work him over. So I'm going to start with Prey Upon. 4/4 on his 1/3. If he kills it, I can play the Slayer, get back the Bond. He doesn't. It's time for me to make a move. Attack, tap his 2/2. It's possible he can madness something. Hopefully it's not a large creature to eat the 2/2. Could have left the 2/2 back. Doesn't look like he has it. So now I'll play Fall Emissary. There's an Extricator and a Werewolf. Both look excellent here. I think that given how many lands I have, I think the Werewolf is the best play. So I'll take that. And I'll hold this land. And he concedes, so that game went fantastic. Obviously, I got a little bit fortunate to draw lands there on the mulligan, but you could also say I was unfortunate to have to mulligan and have a weekend. It's all out of my control. I just try to make good decisions. So I think these Steadfast Cathars need to come in, at least one of them, just to bring my curve down and fight with his aggressive deck. Bloodbriar might also be interesting. I think cutting Survive the Night is fine again. And Mockery of Nature is actually probably not necessary when you haven't seen anything and it's just so expensive. And I might also be able to cut a land, being on the draw most likely. Well, I would say certainly going to be on the draw. Survive the Night is a little bit slow on the draw, that's why I cut it. Swift Spinner could come in handy. It could also eat his Dragoon. Maybe I want that. I'm actually going to bring that in. And I'll cut a Forest. Keep my mana even. And I'll submit that. Looks like a good hand. Lands and spells. Need to draw lands, of course. Confront the Unknown can actually cycle if he plays a creature. There's Steadfast Cathar, so fantastic. Looks like a good play to have brought that in. It's possible it should even be in my main deck. I will lead the Steadfast, not the Veteran. Looks like he has a pretty slow draw, so maybe I can even take advantage of it by getting aggressive, putting him on the back foot. So I miss a land. Just going to send in. If he blocks, I can confront the Unknown. I'd like to use that if possible, that way I can draw a card. And yeah, I'm going to cash in. I could play the Cathar, but I think this is fantastic if he's going to bite. So yeah, I miss a land. He paused for a moment. It's unfortunate, and I decided on a land, which makes me feel awful. Luckily not for... Well, actually I did. I cut a land for... You could say I cut it for a Steadfast Cathar, possibly. One of them at least, so... Could actually be biting me. That could be a land. I could have played the Veteran Cathar instead. And then actually just really been in fantastic shape. And unfortunately, the Cathar is going to get eaten by the Weaver of Lightning. It's going to cash in the clue and hopefully hit a land here. I don't. I'm going to be forced to discard. Maybe I could have played the Cathar instead to play around that. I have an instant in the graveyard. Likely get an enchantment and a creature. So maybe I should keep this Perish Blade. I'll actually just discard Wolfkin Bond. I could get it back with the Slayer later on. No spell. Okay, he uses a spell that would have killed it anyway, so that's perfectly fine by me. Maybe I should actually... I think those Cathars might have been a mistake, knowing he has 2 Malevolence. Play the Captive. Definitely not going to block his 1/4 if he attacks. Cannot risk him playing a spell. Yikes, he plays a Devils, so he's going to eat my creature and hit me for 4. But I could definitely win this game if I just draw some land. I have all the tools I need. Alright, that's a start. Just going to play the Slayer. No whammies. Nice. And I hit a land. So at this point, just play the Perish Blade. Could have also played the Extricator, not sacrificed a land just to block. I think that's a bit short-sighted. Ideally, I will sacrifice a land. He actually doesn't attack. Insatiable Gorger, so it'd be awesome if I could profit from that. So I wish this Wolfkin Bond was in the graveyard now. I could play the Extricator, sacrifice a land, have the Paranoid Perish Blade, have first strike, and eat his 5/3. I cannot afford to sacrifice a land, though, really, with him having a flyer. So I think the play is actually just Extricator, no sack, pass. I'll just trade off with the Gorgers. The 0/3 can block his 1/3. He put together Chittering Host. so that's actually going to kill me. So that is a case of me not having land. So these Cathars have to come out. At least one for a land, and then knowing he has the Malevolence, I don't want it. I'm just going to bring in, I think, a Terrarian to make Delirium more possible. Yeah. Let's do that. Alright, I'm going to be on the play. I'm going to keep this fantastic hand with lands and spells. Glad to see that. And I also have Swift Spinner, which looks to actually be pretty awesome against him. Hopefully I can snag a creature. More likely than not, though, I'll just play it. If we played Olivia Dragoon here, that would be insane. Well, I would have just played it at end of turn on turn 3 anyway, so I could equip it with Wolfkin Bond, but I drew a Tangle Claw. So I'll play that next turn unless he does play Olivia Dragoon or something. He casts Deadweight, which is a nightmare for me. I think hold off on Ironclad Slayer and play the Terrarian. That way I get 2 chances at land next turn. I want to keep the Slayer back for the Wolfkin Bond, especially if he's going to be using removal on my mana creatures. Perish Blade. So that's fine. It's going to add 2 green mana. Perish Blade will be fine if I don't hit a land here. I do hit a land, so I'm going to slam the Tangle Claw. He has no play. I don't hit a land, so I think I'll just play the Perish Blade rather than the Swift Spinner. I don't think that 1 mana is going to be relevant, but the Spinner could definitely be relevant. He has succumbed to temptation, draw some cards, so he had a play after all. Pretty good one. But my life total's staying up, and I'm in good position to win a long game. 6-1. Fantastic. I guess it just trades with my 2-4. Not bad. Alright. Time to play ball. Slamming Wolfkin Bond. And just doing that for days now. Attack. Next turn, the 2-2 is going to get a bond. Putting 4 power and toughness into play, 2 of it with haste, also pumping a creature, so that's effectively getting in for damage. He unfortunately has removal, but it's no big deal. The aggression will just continue on. Westvale Abbey, cool. Hopefully he can't kill this one. If he does, I'll play the Slayer, get back the bond, and do it again. Well, either way, I'll be playing the Slayer, getting back a bond. Alright, Rise from the Grave. On my Paranoid Perish Blade. It's pretty fantastic. Because he does have Delirium with a sorcery and a creature and an instant and an enchantment. So I'm going to have to go over the top of that with two enchantments or with the Westvale Abbey. And he actually plays a Dragoon, so it looks like I might be able to snag it with the Swift Spinner. Alright, play the Slayer, get back my enchantment. Pass it back. Hopefully he has some madness he's been itching to use. Yeah, his creature does have first strike. So no attacks this turn. This is awesome. He can't really put me on Swift Spinner or anything. Guess it's unlikely he's going to attack because he probably doesn't have something to madness or need to madness right now. But Reaper the Flight Moonsliver, I think that's probably safer play than going for Wolfkin Bond here into open mana and the possibility of him double blocking. So play the Reaper, could even enchant that. If he has removal, probably use it. But I'll be comfortable putting the enchantment on at this point. Not many pieces of removal he could have. Just going to take that. Alright, Bond the Flyer, hope for the best. Connects. And I'm attacking with it. Attacking with the 4/4. Suppose the 3/3 should stay back. In case he has a spell and he could pump his mage. Sets up a double block on my wolf. Kill the prowess one. So I assume he's going to kill the flyer at this point. Ah, bombardment. Finishes off the 3/2. So definitely good play by him, using the Sanguinary Mage to get a double block in. I'm just going to take 4 here. The Dragoon's attacking. Is he going to discard? He does, so I'll actually jump block. Hopefully he can't give it double strike. And trample. Nope. Okay, so I want to keep up mana for Spinner. Play the Sentry. Attack for 5. Now I have plenty of chump blockers, and I have the Spinner to take down his flyer, so should be in good shape. Gonna bring in the Spinner. It's lethal. And he sees it. I'm just going to attack with everything, so he concedes. I win the match. So thank you for watching, and please join me for round 3, the finals.